Well, I'm joined now by my pack, Paul Burrell, of course, famous royal butler, Katie Nicolls, one of the top royal experts, I suppose you are, aren't you?
God, don't worry.
And Paula Rhode-Adrien, of course, is here as well. So let me start with Paul Burrell. Paul, we've talked a bit about this, haven't we, about this fracturing between William and Harry. Harry's now gone on television and called his brother William a bully that bullied him out of the country. And made a number of other allegations, called his dad a liar, he had to go at the Queen and everything. When you watched it, I mean, my jaw was dropping, that he was literally taking them all down one by one. What was your jaw doing?
I saw 6 hours of it, and I was very saddened by all of it, because I realised that there's no way back now for Harry. He's abandoned his family, he's abandoned his duty, and he's abandoned his country. And he's disrespected his grandmother's legacy, which is the Commonwealth of Countries, which she upheld all her through her lifetime. And you know, you can't say these things about your family and get away with it. And I don't think that he'll ever be welcome back here again. I think the British public will have something to say about that. And there are certain things that came out in this interview which I totally didn't agree with at all. I mean, he said that he couldn't get to his grandmother. He lived literally a few hundred yards away from her back door at Windsor Castle at Frogmore Cottages. He could have walked up the hill, gone through that door and gone into his grandmother's sitting room at any time and said, "Granny, I've got a problem." The Queen's door was always open. It doesn't matter about what the courtiers say. The Queen would say, "I'm your grandmother, Harry. I love you. You can come and talk to me if you have a problem." So, Harry, you're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. I know better than that. And the meeting at Sandringham, yes, you did attend that. And in that meeting, apparently Harry said to his grandmother, "I'd like to stay in the royal family and wear my uniforms and have my army contacts and then go back to America and do my commercial campaigns." And the Queen quite rightly said, "Harry, you can't have one foot in the camp and one foot out, because that's not fair to the rest of the royal family who can't do these commercial deals, who just do their duty for the country. So you can't have your cake and eat it." And quite rightly, the Queen herself said no.
Yeah.
And so Harry went back
to America. And so he had
America
a dig at her in the Netflix series, whilst knowing that she'd recently lost Prince Philip and that she herself was in very ill health and has now died, sadly. You know, the timing of all this, apart from anything else, is so reprehensible. Paula Rhode-Adrien, look, you've always defended...
True, and
but Paul, just hang on one sec.
Yes, always defended Harry.
I'll come back to you, Paul. I'm talking to Paula just quickly about this. Yes. You've always defended them. Surely when you watch that latest stuff today, watching anybody take down their brother, their father, their grandmother on television is not a good thing.
It's not a good thing, but I have always said to you, Piers, that this is only going to get worse unless we stop and start listening. What you are witnessing are people who believe that they have been treated badly. Whether you believe them or not, whether you want to shout at them or not, whether you want to deny them or not, whether you want us to listen to 12 minutes of you telling us how awful they are as human beings.
I think they are awful.
But that may well be your opinion. But
and you're here to give me yours, right? Which is different.
Yeah, and what is happening is...
it's not a one-way show. I mean, you're entitled to say whatever you want.
Well, of course, and so are they. And so are they, Piers.
Yes.
And that is what they are doing. That is what they feel they have been
they can say what they like,
to do.
But when they do
that's what they're doing.
Fine, but when they do what they do, we are entitled in this country, when our country is put under attack like this and branded a racist country by these two, with a racist royal family at the head of it, we are entitled to defend what this country stands for.
We know about the institute that is the royal family. We've seen what happens when somebody calls out a member of the royal household and says that they are racist. What happens to them? Well, they have to stop working. They have to close down...
Who was racist?
Well, we know that there was the incident with Lady Hussey.
No, forget Lady Hussey.
We won't forget Lady Hussey.
She was removed from office within 24 hours.
We won't forget her.
She was removed the moment because she was made accountable.
Of what the royal household was like.
Who was racist in the royal household to Meghan and Harry?
It could have been Lady Hussey. She was there at the time.
You don't know, do you?
It could have been Lady Hussey.
They said it was a member of the family.
It could have been somebody else.
They said a member of the family.
And so what we're dealing with...
But instead we're told it could be any of them. So they're all smeared. by association.
And as I've said, we can keep shouting, but the fact is they are hurting and we are witnessing that.
They're not
and
hurting,
and
they're counting their money.
deal with that...
They're not hurting.
Well, you say they're counting their money.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you're not criticising Mike Tindall for being on I'm a Celebrity, are you? Or doing adverts with Amazon or Domino's or whoever it is he's doing adverts with.
Mike Tindall is not a paid-up member of the royal family.
So
he doesn't get anything from the taxpayers.
Neither do they.
Not now.
Neither do
because
they.
Now, but
they
what
have
they've
to
done...
earn money.
No, hang on. They've given up royal duty and they've left the country and the family, but what they haven't given up is the royal titles, which now make them all the money.
I was just about to say the point of royal titles. They are entitled to have their opinion. If they absolutely hate the establishment, they've left Britain, right? They've stood down as working royals. I think there is a real issue with them holding on to those titles. It's very clear to see from everything that we've seen in Netflix that without that royal calling card, there is nothing. No one is actually interested in what they have to say about anything else.
He's always going to be Prince
just
Harry,
let me
Katie.
finish.
He's always going to be Prince Harry.
If they hate the institution so much, if it's racist and bigoted and
why do you want to be
alienating
in
and
it?
everything else, then do what they actually said. And this was new, because this was one of the new things that did come out of today. They offered to return those titles if their version of a half-in, half-out monarchy didn't work. So they put that offer on the table.
Yeah.
If they have a shred of dignity left, put that offer back on the table and follow through.
Why would you want to be in a racist institution?
So why would a black police officer want to be part of the police, Metropolitan Police? Why would a black female fire officer want to be a part of the London Fire Brigade?
Why do they want to be in the royal family?
You do
They
it
hate
because,
the royal family.
because
They
you
hate the
love
monarchy.
it. You do it
But hang
because
on,
you love
they don't
it.
love the
Hang
royal
on,
family.
But
hang
that's
on,
not true.
no, hang on.
You're talking about his dad.
Hang
You're
on,
talking about his brother.
hang on.
Of course they
I'm
love.
talking-
They are in pain. They are
They're
hurting.
not in pain.
This is a family.
They're causing pain. They're inflicting pain.
Piers, come on, there's more
They're
to
the
this than
ones
that.
doing all the abusing in
This is called
public.
victim blaming. This is a classic. When you
Victim blaming?
step back and look at what's happening
They're not
here,
victims.
What you are hearing and what I'm hearing is an absolute tsunami of denial.
'Cause they're
Anything that comes out of their mouth.
I don't believe a
is a
word
lie.
she says,
So,
certainly.
So I want to hear you say that absolutely everything that has come out of Harry and Meghan's mouth is a lie.
I think a lot of it is, actually.
No,
Yeah.
not a lot,
Katie,
Piers, not a lot.
No, I think a lot of it is.
Everything.
Well, look, only the stuff that we
Right,
can
so
substantiate.
if there is some truth in what they've got to
There
say,
was a clip
should
this
we
morning.
not be
Paula,
worried?
There was a
should
clip,
we not be
there was
worried,
a clip
Piers?
today which I thought completely summed them up. There was Tyler Perry, who for some random reason, he'd never met them, decides to give him his mansion. So they're living in this vast mansion during the COVID pandemic, which you think they might feel lucky about. But no, they're moaning away about that too. And Tyler Perry is talking over footage and saying they've been abused by their status in the royal family. And the footage shows a sneaky paparazzi craning down from a rooftop, taking pictures of them with their child. Only it wasn't a paparazzi. It was a royal photographer who had been accredited and approved by them to take those pictures on an official tour. So it wasn't what it seemed. It was a lie. They're the producers of this series. They know it's a lie, and they put it in there so that people fall for this claptrap. Rather like we saw the vast army of paparazzi aiming at them at some event, but it wasn't. It was a Harry Potter premiere. They weren't even there. It was 5 years before he met Meghan Markle. All of it is smoke and mirrors. And on the really incendiary stuff, no evidence. Who is this person at the palace that said to Meghan Markle, I don't care that you're feeling suicidal, you don't get any help? Why didn't Harry get her the help if she was genuinely suicidal? Who is the racist in the palace? They still won't tell us. These are serious allegations causing serious damage to our royal family and this country's reputation. And it's not good enough that they keep going on television, spray gunning everybody again, and they don't give us the actual facts.
I think Harry
That's not
and
good
Meghan
enough.
have been incredibly brave.
Oh,
they
please
are
do me a
taking
favour.
on an institution
Please do me
that
a
wants
favour.
to take them down. And you
They're taking on
suggest...
two institutions that I'm afraid they're trying to take down, and this is a blatant attempt to take down, but they won't succeed. And I think the royal family's dignity and maintaining its silence and that show of togetherness tonight is actually what people want. People,
Yeah.
I think people are just
We
switching off. I
can't
think they've had
allow
enough
people
of this.
to believe that the royal family are keeping a dignified silence. We know that that's not true.
Well, they're not going to fuel these narratives.
They are.
Sorry,
we know,
where was
we
the
know
evidence?
that
Where
this
was
is
the evidence?
a source,
No.
or a source close to.
Oh, you do,
Where,
don't you?
but where
How do you know
was
that?
the evidence in their
Every
allegations?
time we read in the articles in the newspapers, it always references a source, doesn't
where
it?
was- where
So
was
it's
the
never the royal
evidence
family.
today?
It's always a source. Well, where is this source?
But there wasn't
Who is
any-
this
All right,
There wasn't
listen,
any evidence.
I've got to leave it there. Final question just to Paul before we let you go. Paul, you've been around the royal family a very long time. What will the royal family be feeling about all this?
They'll be appalled by all of this. Washing dirty laundry in public, it's not their scene. And they will close ranks. They will hold it together with dignity. And you're quite right. That's what we expect them to do. Don't attack Kate and William, because they are our future king and queen.
Right.
Kate has never put a foot wrong. Don't attack her. She's the jewel in our crown right now, and she deserves our respect and admiration.
And had unbelievable criticism early on, actually, which everyone conveniently forgets. You don't see any of that in the series. It's all just about negative for Meghan, positive for Kate. Total lies. Absolute lies. Anyway, thank you,
But
Paula.
fasten your seatbelts, though.
We've got the book to come, right? Got 400 pages of crap to come.
Yes.
I mean, this never stops, right? Thank you, Katie. Good to see you. Thank you, Paula. Always good to hear the other view. I don't agree with it, but I respect your right to have it, however misguided. Well, still to come tonight.
And look at the division it causes here as well. They've launched a load of divisions to this.